Think you know which came first? The chicken or the egg? Paper or scissors? What if everything you thought was wrong? Get ready to have your mind blown in 3.
Let's start our journey. First one, which come first, the chicken or the egg? The egg. Dinosaurs laid eggs millions of years before chickens evolved. Next up, which arrived on the scene first? Option A, the piano, or option B, guitar? Piano. The modern piano was invented in 1700, while the modern guitar emerged in the 1850s. What do you think appeared in human history first? Option A, paper, or option B, scissors? Paper. Paper was invented in China around 100 BC. Scissors came much later. Which one graced our skies first? Option A, the rainbow, or option B, the raindrop? Raindrop. Raindrops obviously have to exist to form a rainbow. Which came first? Option A, crayon, or option B, marker? Crayon. Crayons debuted in 1903. Marker was invented in the 1960s. Which came first? Option A, Starbucks, or option B, Star Wars? Answer is Starbucks! Starbucks in 1971, while Star Wars in 1977. Here's a fun one. Which came first? Option A, Oreo cookie, or option B, chocolate chip cookie? Answer is Oreo cookie. Oreo cookie 1912s, while other one 1930s. All right, let's talk efficiency. What arrived first? Option A, email, or option B, postal mail? Postal mail. Postal mail services date back to ancient Persia, circa 550 BC. Which came first? Option A, the microwave oven, or option B, television? Television. Electronic TV prototypes existed in the 1920s. The microwave oven was invented in 1945. What do you think arrived on the scene first? Popcorn or the movie theater? Take a guess. Popcorn. It's been enjoyed for millennia, while the first movie theater opened in 1905. Next up, let's dive into cinematic innovations. Which one made its grand entrance first in films? Sound or color? What's your best guess? It was sound. The Jazz Singer 1927 versus Technicolor's Becky Sharp 1935. Time for a tech showdown. Tell me, which of these iconic digital reactions came into existence first? The Facebook like or the YouTube thumbs up? YouTube's thumbs up debuted in 2005, a little before Facebook's like in 2009. Let's rock and roll with some music history. Which legendary band was formed first? The Beatles or the Rolling Stones? The answer is the Beatles. They formed in 1960, just before the Stones in 1962. Between these two beloved cartoon legends, who made their debut first? Mickey Mouse or Bugs Bunny? Mickey Mouse. He appeared in 1928, preceding Bugs Bunny in 1940. Now for a toy box battle. Which of these iconic figures came to life first? Barbie or G.I. Joe? Cast your vote. It was Barbie. She made her debut in 1959, while G.I. Joe arrived in 1964. Gamers, this one's for you. Which of these gaming giants was founded first? Nintendo or PlayStation? What's your final answer? Nintendo. It was founded in 1889. Other one launched in 1994. Let's uncork a refreshing bit of history. Which of these soda titans was invented first? Coca-Cola or Pepsi? Coca-Cola. It was invented in 1886, a few years before Pepsi in 1893. Back to the playroom. Which beloved creative toy came out first? The Lego brick or Play-Doh? Play-Doh! Originally a wallpaper cleaner in the 1930s, it predates Lego bricks, which came in 1949. Time for a dental dilemma. Which of these oral hygiene essentials was invented first? The toothbrush or toothpaste? The toothbrush. Toothpaste was used around 5000 BC, but toothbrush emerged in the 1400s. Let's focus on capturing memories. Which one was developed first, the camera or the photograph itself? The camera. The camera obscura, a precursor, existed centuries before the first permanent photograph in 1826. Batter up for a sports history query. Which of these came first, the baseball cap or the game of baseball itself? Give it your best shot. And the answer is baseball. The sport was evolving in the mid-1800s with the modern baseball cap design appearing in the early 1900s. Let's talk about iconic food pairings. Which one appeared first, ketchup or French fries? Get ready to be amazed. Ketchup! As a fish sauce in Asia centuries ago, ketchup dates to the early 1800s.
Time for a fashion fastener face-off. Which of these closure mechanisms came into existence first, the zipper or the button? What's your pick?
The button. Functional buttons date to around 2000 BC, while the zipper was invented in 1890. Puzzle pros, this one's for you. Which popular word game debuted first, the crossword puzzle or the word search? The crossword puzzle. It originated in 1913, long before the word search in 1968. Let's end with a vision test. Which of these optical aids came first? Sunglasses or regular glasses? Glasses. The first wearable eyeglasses appeared in Italy circa 13th century.
Logo break. Now, spot the real flag in each pair. You've got 10 seconds for all three. Go.
Can you recognize South Korea's flag? The correct flag is option B. Which one represents Iraq? It's option A. Guess Afghanistan's flag. The correct answer is option B.
All right, kicking things off with a classic. Did commercial radio broadcast or TV broadcast first capture the airwaves? Radio broadcast. That first commercial radio broadcast happened in 1920, well before TV found its footing. Next up, something tasty. Which came into existence earlier, the humble hot dog or its essential companion, the hot dog bun? It was the hot dog. Those German immigrants brought the hot dog to the US and the bun was later. Now for the sports fans. Which of these global phenomena has a longer history, soccer or basketball? Soccer. Modern rules codified in 1863. Basketball was invented in 1891. Here's a sweet one. Which delightful treat graced our world first? Ice cream itself or the ingenious ice cream cone? Ice cream. Ice cream has ancient origins. The edible cone was popularized at the 1904 World's Fair. For the bookworms, what sort of story came first, the traditional novel or the visual narrative of the comic book? Novel. The Tale of Genji is from the 11th century. Comic books emerged in the 1930s. All right, let's talk timekeeping. Which was invented first, an alarm clock or the clock? Clock. Water clocks and sundials are ancient. The mechanical alarm clock was invented in 1787. Taking to the skies next, which machine defied gravity first, the innovative helicopter or the classic fixed-wing airplane? Airplane. The Wright brothers' flight was in 1903. The first practical helicopter flew in 1939. For our readers again, which format entered the literary world first, the sturdy hardcover book or its more portable cousin, the paperback? Hardcover book. Hardcovers have been around for centuries. Paperbacks became popular in the 1930s. Time for some brain teasers. Which puzzle tradition began earlier? The intricate jigsaw puzzle or the mind-bending Rubik's Cube? Definitely the jigsaw puzzle. Jigsaws date back to the 1760s, a long time before the Rubik's Cube appeared. For our tech buffs, which came first, a remote control to change channels or the television set? It was the television. TV remote was invented in 1950, decades after TV itself. Now this one's a head-scratcher. Which arrived first, the metal can used for preserving food or the ingenious can opener that lets us access it? The can. Cans were around for decades before an opener was invented in 1858. For the wordsmiths, which linguistic tool was compiled first, the comprehensive dictionary or its synonym-finding counterpart, the thesaurus? The dictionary. The first English dictionaries appeared in the 1600s, centuries before the first thesaurus. Let's roll! Which two-wheeled vehicles sped into history first, the pedal-powered bicycle or the motorized motorcycle? It was the bicycle, bicycling in 1817, long before the motorcycle. Here's a tricky one about office supplies. Which came into being first, the small metal staple or the larger machine that applies it, the stapler?
The staple. Staples have been used for centuries, but the first stapler wasn't patented until 1866.
Which has a longer legacy, the smooth ballpoint pen or the traditional pencil?
The pencil. The modern pencil was created in the 16th century, centuries before the ballpoint pen.
On the road, which arrived first to help manage traffic, the illuminated traffic light or the iconic red stop sign?
The traffic light. The first gaslit signal was in 1868, just edging out the first stop signs.
Which of these legendary figures first appeared on the page? The Man of Steel, Superman, or the Caped Crusader? Batman.
It's Superman. He debuted in 1938, a year before Batman soared into action.
Let's celebrate! Which came first, the universally recognized happy birthday song or the joyful tradition of a birthday cake?
The birthday cake. Cakes date to ancient Rome. The song was written much later.
Fashion forward now. Which clothing staple emerged first, the versatile t-shirt or the durable jeans?
Jeans. Jeans in the 1870s, though the t-shirt concept emerged in the military around the same time.
Into the digital realm, which input device was invented first, the clickable computer mouse or the essential computer keyboard?
The computer keyboard. Keyboards in 1868, long before the mouse was invented.
For our digital communicators, which came first, the colorful emoji or the simpler text-based emoticon like a smiley face?
The emoticon was documented in 1882, years before the first emoji set.
Changing the world. Which of these foundational technologies appeared first, the global positioning of GPS or the interconnected web we know as the Internet?
The Internet's precursor, began in 1969, well before GPS became fully operational.
Which found its way into homes first, the dedicated video game console or the more general-purpose home computer?
The home computer. Home computers came in the mid-1970s, just before the first video game console.
Let's shed some light. Which innovation arrived first, the portable flashlight or the stationary light bulb?
The light bulb. The light bulb was around for years before the first portable dry-cell battery flashlight.
Finally, for sports history, which came into existence first, the Soccer World Cup or FIFA? It was FIFA. It was founded nearly 3 decades before the first World Cup.